Okay. So, oh, I have to do a light. I'm sorry. One second. Okay. Pythagorean theorem. Our goal today is to remember that the Pythagorean theorem and its converse describe how side lengths of a right triangle relate to each other. It's all about the two legs and the hypotenuse. So, here we go. A and B, we call the legs because they are attached to the right angle. The legs. C is the hypotenuse. Okay? So the formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know that. Pythagorean triples means here are three numbers that you can remember, and those numbers make up a perfect right triangle. So obviously the easiest one is a 3, 4, 5, where the smaller numbers are the legs. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, right? Then there's 5, 12, 13. 3, 4, 5, also if I double it, is 6, 8, 10. There's 7, 24, 25. 8, 15, 17. So here's some for you to remember. All right. Example 1. Use right triangle similarity to write a proof of the Pythagorean theorem. So if I know that it's a right triangle, XYZ, I have to prove that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So plan. To prove the Pythagorean theorem, draw the altitude to the hypotenuse. So we just did problems where there was an altitude, right? Here's 90 degrees. Then use the relationships in the resulting triangles. So I want you to know that a squared plus b squared, a squared plus b squared equals, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that from here to here is E, and from here to here is F. So this is, it looks like what we were doing with geometric mean, but I split these two up. I did not say that this was bisected. I don't know that this angle is bisected, so we can't assume that. But I can say that a squared plus b squared equals CE plus CF. And that's all we need to do when talking about the proof. So you're going to need a calculator. Can everybody get one out at home? So let me scroll down. We're going to start putting this into practice. So we're on to the next. Find the value of the missing variable. Okay, no problem. Now, on A, the numbers I'm hoping are a little bit familiar because it was one of the Pythagorean triples from the page before. 6, 8, what?
10.
Yep, 10. If you really want to show the work, it will be this. Yes, 36 plus 64 equals 100. All right. B, legs squared plus legs squared. I know it says X, it doesn't say C. We got to be flexible, that's fine. 3 squared is 9 plus 49 equals X squared. So, easy, 58 equals X squared. You obviously square root both sides, all my abbreviations, square root both sides. And what is it? What decimal value is it?
7.6.
7.6. Good, good. Okay, I'm going to go to C and D. And I'll be able to fit E in as well. So, now I know the hypotenuse, I don't know one of the legs. I know the hypotenuse, I don't know one of the legs. Someone tell me how to set this up in class. Oh, I might need your names, but because I haven't memorized. Like 3 of you I have memorized. I know Shay and Riley. Okay, someone here in class, can you set this up for me?
X squared plus 11 squared.
Somewhat, okay, well, so I said in class. Okay, someone in class will do the next one. But thank you, keep going.
X.
Oh my gosh, I thought your sound was coming from the speaker because you're right behind it. Riley, go. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
X squared plus 11 squared equals 4 squared.
Yes, thank you. That was so trippy because I just heard the sound straight behind. 121 equals 144. Subtract 121. And random 23. When do you square root both sides? What'd you guys get? What'd you get?
I got 4.7.
Fine. It might round to 4.8, but that's okay. 4.7, 4.8. Okay, anybody for this next one? It's number D, letter D. I hope you see that this is a leg. This is the leg. And this is the hypotenuse.
X squared plus 10 squared equals 26 squared.
Thank you so much. Well, x squared plus 100 equals 676, right? This is easy. X squared equals 576. So what is it? It's a perfect square, by the way.
24.
Yep, thank you for saying that, 24. Okay. On E, I've got a lot of unknowns, but it's still, this is a leg, this is a leg, and this is the hypotenuse. So I'll do my work. Okay. Legs squared plus, it's a binomial. X plus 2 squared equals 10 squared. So I put this leg as a binomial. Obviously, I write it twice. That's what the squared means. And I'm going to have to do some factoring here. Lots is going to happen. So, FOIL or double distribute the parentheses. X times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Are we good? Should I slow down? Am I going too fast? So lots of combining like terms. X squared plus x squared, 2 of them, 2x squared. Then 2x plus 2x is 4x. Subtract 100 because I want everything. Minus 96 equals 100. Then, what? Way back to Algebra 1 factoring. Tell me what to do.
Shouldn't it be equal to 0?
Oh, yeah. It is, look. Oh. Haha, just kidding. But yes, I just missed, my brain was a little not working. Now what should I do?
You should pull out a common multiple, which is 2.
Yeah. 2 is a GCF. X squared plus 2x minus 49. 48, sorry. Okay, now I need more space, for sure. Okay. X what? 2 numbers that multiply to make 48 and add up to 2. Oh. Multiply to make 48.
Is it 8 and negative 6?
Yeah. And you know what? That was one of the, so when I was learning times tables, first of all, my parents were like crazy. I couldn't go outside and play until I did my handwriting. And then I practiced, like this was elementary school, like what, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. My handwriting wasn't good enough. So I had to like make it very, super neat. Couldn't go out and play. And then my times tables had to be memorized. So this one right here always got me. So I made up this like funny way of saying it. I was always like 6 times 8 is 48. And that's how I teach my kids too. But yeah, my parents were strict. Anyways, now my handwriting is good enough for you all to read. Yay. What's negative? What's positive? Because I want a
6 is negative.
the larger number has to be positive, and the 6 was negative, like you just said. Oh! Don't forget the X there. Six times 8 is 48. Okay. Woo! And X equals positive 6. X equals negative 8. And so the 2, I just said it equal to 0, but it equals nothing. So it's like, but you can't just pretend it's not there. So Can I have a side length that's -8 long? No, I can't. Everyone in class is shaking their head no. They're right. That means 6 is x. Finish copying. I want to move on. Now, the next topic we're talking about talks about a converse. And this is going to tell me if it's a right triangle, because, you know, if it's a right triangle, the left side equals the right side. If it's not a right triangle, I have two other options. An obtuse triangle. Okay, I have something cool I want to show you. This awesomeness is a compass that you used to use for chalkboards. So you put chalk in it. But here's what I want to show you. If I have a 90-degree angle in my triangle, right? This is perfect for Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. If all of a sudden my triangle becomes acute triangle, this number shortens, doesn't it? Doesn't this side shorten and become smaller? So now this is not the longest side anymore, is it? If I have an acute angle, any size, acute triangle, this is not the longest side anymore. A right triangle, everything matches up perfect. These two equal the hypotenuse. An acute angle, acute triangle, this is no longer the longest side. This side is the smaller. It's less than. If I have an obtuse triangle, this is for sure the longest side, and this hypotenuse is going to be greater than these two legs, right? Because look at how long this line got. Crazy long. So an obtuse angle, now my hypotenuse is going to be way bigger than these two sides. That's what the converse is. I look and I say, is the hypotenuse super short? Oh, then this is the shortest side. Is the hypotenuse now really big? Oh, then this is way the biggest side. Only here, perfect 90-degree, do I get equal. This plus this equals hypotenuse. So what happens is when I have an acute triangle, my hypotenuse, C squared, is less than my two legs. And we just saw in that demonstration I did. In an obtuse triangle, my hypotenuse is way big, greater than my two legs, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these triangles down here, and I have to decide, because if it's right, they're equal. But if it's acute, my hypotenuse will be a lot shorter. If it's obtuse, my hypotenuse will be the longest, biggest side. By far biggest. So let's do A. Oh, I have to scroll down, sorry. I don't know why I say sorry. People say sorry way too much these days. I'm not sorry I have to scroll down. I just have to scroll down. Why am I apologizing about it? I don't know, because this world is crazy, that's why. So obviously my right angle is right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up the Pythagorean theorem, but you're not going to put an equal sign. Do not write an equal sign. Ready? 9 squared plus 12 squared is something 16 squared. I don't know if it's greater than, less than, or equal. That's what we have to find out. 81 plus 144. Use your calculators, guys, because you're 16s. You probably don't have it memorized. 256. So what's bigger? Well, what's 81 plus 144? Someone do it for me.
225.
So 225 and 256, let's practice. I sure hope you guys know this means less than. It makes an L. Look, I can put an L on my forehead and be a loser. L, less than, less than. Greater than goes this direction, greater than. So if that's something you don't know, because guess what's not going well? When elementary school teachers teach that the crocodile eats the smaller, the crocodile eats the bigger number. The alligator eats the bigger number. So you're just looking at the numbers. You're not actually given this symbol and saying, what's that by itself? So, but again, you guys, elementary school teachers are not mathematicians. So they do their best, obviously, and some are really good and some are just average. Okay, if you don't know, here it is. Don't be embarrassed, learn it now. You're a sophomore or you're a freshman in geometry, learn it now. Is that this is the hypotenuse, here's my legs. 225 is what, 256? Less than or greater than? What do I write?
Less.
225 is less than, and you've helped, so take a break from helping. That means that my legs are smaller than my hypotenuse. Look back up at the box on the upper right of your page. If the hypotenuse is larger, what kind of triangle is that? Obtuse. And let's practice cursive. Why not? Obtuse. So we're doing the same thing. Woo, I like this 2 rad 29. 4 squared, here's my right angle, hope you knew that, plus 10 squared, 2 rad 29. I'm gonna put it in parentheses and square it because it needs a little bit of extra attention. Can you guys tell in Zoom that I'm zooming in? Does that help?
Yeah.
Ooh, anything I can do to help you. Sometimes I think that you maybe can't even really see the board that well because there's this shiny spot right in the middle that I can't even prevent. But here we go. Obviously 4 squared is 16. 10 squared is 100. Now, 2 squared times rad 29 squared. That's what I'm doing here. This is 4 times squared square root, squared square root. Cancel each other out. I'm just left with 29. What is 4 times 29?
116.
Woo, what? Love it. Love it, love it. I love it because they're equal, which means what kind of triangle is it? If they're perfectly that's not even the proper way to do an R. Right. What is R? I guess that's it. I don't know. Okay. I'll do one more because we're running short on time. And absolutely, we're going to do the square root one. C. We got to make sure our algebra skills stay strong.
Miss Grant,
Yeah.
does that say right? What does the last part say?
The last part says me trying to like begin another right
Oh, okay.
in my lovely cursive from the 80s and 90s. I'm just playing, I'm just having fun. Okay, go ahead. 2 rad 14 squared plus 12 squared, something 15 squared. I'm not going to put an equal sign because I don't know if it's greater or less than equal. I don't know. So 2 squared plus rad 14 squared. Uh, 14 times 4 is 14, 28, 42, 56. Is it less than, greater than, equal? What? 144 plus 56.
Less than.
Well, first tell me the number. Sorry. What is 56 plus 144?
200.
200 is less than 225. That means that my hypotenuse is bigger. What kind of triangle is that? Acute, obtuse, right? Obtuse. Okay, we'll stop at C just because time. So finish copying that down. Let me stop the recording.
Miss Grant,
Yes, ma'am.
how did you get 225?
Because I did is that not right? 15 times 15?
Oh, okay. I was just asking because I
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
see it earlier. Okay, thank you.